Europe, often seen as a land of cobblestone streets and charming cafes, hides a harsh reality for many. The year is 2025 and homelessness is more dire than ever. From bustling metropolises to quaint villages, homelessness has become a pervasive issue. Over the next few minutes, we'll examine the top 15 European countries grappling with this crisis. So buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Germany, often lauded for its economic prowess, faces a growing homelessness crisis. Major cities like Berlin, Hamburg and Munich are particularly affected. Soaring rents and lack of affordable housing push vulnerable populations onto the streets. Germany's efforts to address the issue are well-intentioned but inadequate. Even prosperous nations are not immune to homelessness. Next, we travel to France, the land of liberté, égalité, fraternité. France has a long and complicated history with homelessness, and despite efforts to address the issue, the numbers continue to climb. One of the biggest challenges France faces is a severe shortage of affordable housing. The wait lists for social housing are notoriously long, often stretching on for years. There seems to be a disconnect between the ideals of liberté, égalité, fraternité, and the reality on the ground for those struggling to survive on the streets. This is Maria. She's 53 years old and she's been living on the streets of Rome for the past 2 years. Maria used to work as a cleaner, but after losing her job and apartment, she found herself with nowhere to go. "I never thought this would happen to me," she says, her voice cracking with emotion. Maria's story is not unique. It's a story repeated countless times across Europe, a testament to the harsh realities of a system that often fails to protect its most vulnerable citizens. Behind every number is a human being, someone like Maria with their own story, their own hopes and their own dreams. Spain, known for its vibrant culture, faces a heartbreaking reality. Child poverty and homelessness are on the rise. The economic crisis hits Spain hard, leaving many struggling. Imagine being a child stripped of your childhood. It's a tragedy unfolding before our eyes. Across the English Channel, the United Kingdom, a nation that prides itself on its welfare state, is facing its own homelessness crisis. Despite being one of the world's wealthiest countries, the UK has witnessed a shocking rise in homelessness in recent years. Just this past week, a story broke about a young mother and her 2 children forced to sleep in a tent outside Buckingham Palace. The UK government's austerity measures, coupled with rising housing costs and stagnant wages, have created a perfect storm for homelessness. The situation in the UK is a stark reminder that even in developed nations, the line between having a home and being homeless can be precariously thin. In Italy, homelessness is often overshadowed by other challenges. Non-profits and NGOs provide hope through tireless efforts. Groups like Caritas and Sant'Egidio offer food, shelter and support. Relying on donations and volunteers, they are a beacon of light. Their work shows the power of human kindness amidst challenges. Greece, a country still reeling from the aftershocks of an economic crisis, faces a homelessness crisis exacerbated by years of austerity measures. The situation is particularly dire in Athens, where the streets have become a refuge for those who have lost everything. The economic downturn hit Greece like a seismic wave, leaving behind a trail of unemployment, poverty and despair. The Greek government, grappling with its own economic woes, has struggled to provide adequate support to those experiencing homelessness. It's a crisis within a crisis, a complex web of economic hardship, social displacement and political uncertainty, with no easy solutions in sight. This is Dimitri. He's 68 years old and has been living on the streets of Athens for the past 5 years. He once ran a small bookstore, a place where locals would gather to discuss literature and life. "I never imagined I would end up like this," he says, his voice filled with a mix of sadness and defiance. Dimitri's story is a poignant reminder that homelessness can happen to anyone. It doesn't discriminate based on age, profession, or past successes. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life, how quickly circumstances can change, leaving even the most resilient among us vulnerable and alone. Portugal, known for its beautiful beaches, faces a hidden crisis: the mental health impact of homelessness. The stress and trauma of street life take a heavy toll on mental well-being. The government has taken steps, but access to mental health services remains limited. Addressing homelessness requires a holistic approach, including mental health support. In the heart of Europe, Belgium is taking a bold approach to tackling its homelessness crisis, the Housing First model. This innovative approach prioritizes providing permanent housing to individuals experiencing homelessness, without preconditions like sobriety or employment. The idea is simple yet radical: give people a stable place to live first, and then address the underlying issues that contributed to their homelessness. Belgium's Housing First programs have shown promising results, with significant reductions in chronic homelessness and improvements in health and well-being for participants. While challenges remain, Belgium's Housing First approach offers a glimmer of hope, a model that other countries struggling with homelessness can learn from and adapt to their own contexts. The Netherlands, a country known for its progressive social policies, is facing a housing crisis that's fueling homelessness. The demand for affordable housing far outstrips supply, leaving many people struggling to find a place to live. The Dutch government has implemented various policies to address the housing shortage, but the problem persists. It's a complex issue with no easy solutions, requiring a multifaceted approach that includes increasing the supply of affordable housing, regulating the private rental market, and providing adequate support to those at risk of homelessness. The situation in the Netherlands highlights the crucial role of housing policies in preventing and addressing homelessness. This is Lena. She's a single mother of 2 young children living in a homeless shelter in Amsterdam. She lost her job as a waitress during the pandemic and couldn't keep up with her rent payments. Lena's story is a poignant reminder of the human cost of the housing crisis, the way it can tear families apart and leave children vulnerable. It's a call to action, a plea for empathy and support for those who are struggling to keep a roof over their heads. Sweden, a model of social welfare, faces a growing problem: elderly homelessness. Rising living costs, inadequate pensions, and a shortage of affordable housing contribute to this crisis. It's a reminder that homelessness can affect anyone at any age. We must do more to protect our most vulnerable citizens. In Ireland, a severe homelessness crisis has sparked a grassroots movement. Ordinary citizens are forming community groups to support those on the streets. From food drives and clothing donations to temporary shelters and advocacy, these efforts make a difference, and they raise awareness and push for systemic change. Ireland's grassroots movement inspires us all. We can all play a part in creating a just world. Our journey through Europe's homelessness crisis brings us to Denmark, a country that offers hope. Denmark has made strides in reducing homelessness, especially among families and youth. A strong social safety net and permanent housing solutions are key. Denmark's Housing First approach helps people exit homelessness and rebuild their lives. Denmark's story shows that change is possible and everyone can have a home. As we've seen, the homelessness crisis in Europe is a complex and multifaceted issue, one that defies easy solutions. But one thing is clear: inaction is not an option. Addressing this crisis requires a collective effort from governments, NGOs, communities, and individuals. The stories we've shared today are just a glimpse into the realities of those living on the margins. By working together, we can create a future where everyone has a place to call home, a future where no one is left behind.